Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's me, Niall. Delighted as always to be joined by Elliot, and we're here reviewing what we've just seen from Las Vegas, Nevada, as Sebastian Fundora has made it 2-0 against Tim Tszyu, following on from their gruesome bloodbath last year in which Fundora shocked Tszyu, and he's done it again. It's a case of repeat as Tim Tszyu has failed to answer the call to come out for round eight after a affair when he had to get up off the floor, and then it was quite a nip and tuck affair. Another cuff for Team Zero that he had to endure. But yeah, we're going to be breaking this one down, what we thought and what's next for both men. So yeah, Elliot, I hope you're well. First of all, let's jump straight in. Sebastian Fundora, Team Zero failed to come out for round eight. Sebastian Fundora declared the winner. What's your thoughts on that fight? Most importantly, the kind of the ending that we seen.
No, thanks very much for having me on, Niall. An entertaining fight, the sort of fight I love. Not kind of not too much kind of technical boxing going on, you would say, but just two guys trading, feeling each other's power. And yeah, look, a fantastic fight. Um, why Fundora was the underdog with the bookies, I do not understand. Been saying it to you and to other people all week. I don't when you look at the first fight, when you look what's happened with Tim Tszyu's career last couple of years, why Fundora only the slight underdog, but he was the slight underdog with the bookmakers. I don't understand. I don't understand who priced those odds up. On the fight itself, was shocked to kind of see Tim Tszyu get knocked down so early in round one, get cut in round two. And although he had his moments, I don't think there was much of a point in the fight where it looked like Tim Tszyu was actually going to go on and win it. Just kind of checked, gone on Twist just before the start of this call, kind of the scorecards at the time of the stoppage had been released, all 69-63, to Fundora at the end of round six. So, yeah, just very conclusive who was winning that fight. And in terms of the stoppage, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but the commentary team on Amazon Prime pay-per-view, I think I'm watching this on. Um, Apparently Tim Tszyu was asked, "Do you want to continue?" at the end of round seven, and his response was no. We don't know that for sure. We don't. I'm not. This is when that's not necessarily to be believed. It sounds unlikely, but that's what they're saying. So yeah, a really good fight, but my overwhelming feeling here is I don't think this was a good fight, a good idea for Tim Tszyu, and I definitely don't think it was a good idea now. So yeah, in a nutshell, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you make. First of all, about Fundora being a little bit disrespected by the bookmakers coming into this one. Maybe I was a bit harsh on Fundora after the first fight. I blamed most of that kind of loss for Team Zero on the cut. But he proved tonight, Fundora, that he's just a stylistic problem for Team Zoo. So yeah, credit to him. Team Zoo, yeah, on the ending, it is a fascinating one. It's very intriguing. If he has said that, I'm not going to come on here and call fighters quitters, but it's concerning from Team Zoo. Especially after the Murtazalia fight, where he said some very concerning things after that fight as well. So, be interesting to see what the future holds. As you said, it was a bad idea. It's proven to be a bad idea, like that Murtazalia fight was as well. And yeah, Team Zoo, another loss. His third loss now. We normally kind of we'll finish off by asking what's next for Fundora. But first of all, I want to ask you what is next for Tim Tszyu? It's kind of it's fallen apart from since that first Fundora fight last year. The manner in which Murtazaliev beat him, there's no shame in that. Murtazaliev, a very good fighter, and in the manner the fight ended tonight. Where does Team Zoo go from here? Do you think is it the end of the road, or is that being too harsh?
In terms of what's next for Tim Tszyu, I think a different manager. If I'm honest, I think he's been different manager, different advisor. I think he's been managed badly. The first Fundora fight, he was the favorite in, And I think, look, cuts happen in boxing, and it was still a very close fight, that fight. But why they went into a fight against Murtazaliev, have no idea. And you saw what happened, was blasted out inside 3 rounds. I thought he looked good against Joey Spencer in his last fight, but Joey Spencer and Sebastian Fundora are very different fighters when it comes to levels. I think Joey Spencer was kind of tailor-made for Tim Tszyu to get a win. I just can't get over the decision to go straight back into a fight against Fundora. Tim Tszyu, only 30 years old now, not an old fighter. Have a have a couple of rebuilding fights, kind of stay in Australia for a bit. Just he was not ready to go back up against Fundora, who, say what you like about him, he's a good fighter. He's not a novelty act anymore. He's a good fighter. To answer your question, Niall, I it's an interesting one. He can come back. I just think he needs to have the rebuilding job that he should have had instead of the Fundora fight. And it's a long road back to fighting for world titles. He showed glimpses tonight of his former self, I thought. Um, but yeah, I think he could possibly be a damaged fighter now. So I wouldn't guarantee that we see him fight again, but we'll see. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, it's you've hit the nail on the head there. The management has been crazy. The talent was there, I should say. He was white hot before the first Fundora fight. That Murtazalia fight straight after was crazy. I know he was scheduled to fight Virgil Ortiz as well. In his first fight back, people might forget that was a crazy choice as well. But yeah, going in with someone like Murtazalia was crazy. And then Joey Spencer, as you say, he did look good, but
Mm.
Joey Spencer is no real benchmark for, if a fighter is back or not. Yeah, and then jumping straight back in with Fundora, there definitely is kind of issues with how he's being advised there. So hopefully, as you say, he can come back. It's not like he's lost the kind of his losses have come to world class fighters in a good division. So he can come back. The biggest question for me is the mentality. Is he damaged goods, as you said, with what he said after Murtazaliev beat him and what how he's ended the fight tonight. He needs a bit of searching, I think, and he definitely does need a couple of rebuild fights in Australia before he kicks on and comes back, which I hope he does because I've always been a Tim Tszyu fan. So yeah, before we kind of wrap up, we leave the final thoughts with the winner. What's next for Sebastian Fundora? It's a huge division. It's stacked at the minute. Um, is he the is he the best in your eyes, and can he be the best and mix it with names like Crawford, Ortiz, those sort of names?
Yeah, it's such a tough division. I think that probably the top three in the division in no particular order. I'll leave out Crawford just 'cause I feel like we don't know where what's going to happen with him after after the Canelo fight, what weight he's going to be at, whether he's going to be retired or not, who knows. But I think that Fundora, Murtasaliev, and Virgil Ortiz are the three best fighters in the division. If I had to, I would pick Murtasaliev and Ortiz to beat Fundora, but I wouldn't. I think Fundora's one of these guys. Don't write him off. Don't just I would not write him off. Fundora, in terms of who he fights next, I don't know. He might. I don't know. I don't know. There's other big fights. I know Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the interim WBC champion, so maybe that's a fight that's going to be forced upon him. But I don't know. I just think he's in a good place right now. He looked really confident tonight. Um, so we'll see. I want to see more of Fundora. I hope he's in kind of a big fight. Maybe if it's not in his next fight, the one after. I think it's going to be a big 12 months for the Towering Inferno.
Yeah, again, I can't argue. It's one of the best divisions in boxing at the minute. There's so many fascinating options. It's not many divisions where you can say a few fighters are the best in the division. It's so hard to split. So yeah, fascinating options, and he's a nightmare. He's just a nightmare for anybody with that size and that reach. And now he has the confidence. he's just an anomaly for super welterweight. He really is, and hopefully we get to see him share the ring with the likes of a Murtazaliev or a Virgil Ortiz. Murtazaliev has cooled off a bit. That's been an interesting career. Nobody's really heard of him since he beat Tim Tszyu, but yeah, hopefully he can get back in the mix sooner rather than later as well. But yeah, that was just myself and Elliot reviewing what we've just seen from Las Vegas, Nevada. Sebastian Fundora has defeated Tim Tszyu again, as Tszyu has failed to come out for the eighth round of their super welterweight contest. Fundora going 2-0 now in this rivalry. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. What did you make of the fight, the performances of both men, and most importantly, the stoppage, the controversial kind of ending to the fight, I should say. And yeah, let us know what's next for both men, in a stacked division. Can Tim Tszyu come back, and can Fundora unify the division again? As always, don't forget, drop a like on the video. First of all, we'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ESBR Boxing and follow us on all social media platforms. Elliot, it was a pleasure and take care.
Thanks. Now.